Back crack. Gear up with an exclusive nameplate. I'm good, brother. I don't need shiny objects to make me feel good about myself. It's gonna be all right. Last stream did not save. It was completely and utterly blocked. Copyright issues, Aniplex. Who messaged me? Oh, the what? So, I'm concerned. There's people asking me. I'm very concerned because there's people asking me for advice on how to get a job. Do I appear to be someone who y'all know where I'm going with this? I realize what's up, Nav? I realize that in the streams I'm getting too distracted. Like last time I got distracted on a conversation that I didn't need to get distracted on, and I was really enjoying like doing my project. So I need to watch that. I get distracted, and that stream end up getting blocked. And and maybe and maybe it was for the best. You know what I mean? It is cold in Texas right now. I think it was for the best. Um, so what I'm gonna do? We're gonna do a do over since basically we've been given a do over. Truly, we are gonna focus. Meet the astronomy community. The astronomy community? Is it gonna let me? Oh Lord. Don't recommend channel. Don't recommend channel. Oh, I love this song right here. All right, so we did that part. We doing some. Let me just go ahead and. I love it as you. It's one of my favorite ones. It's cold in here. I mean, that's good for a computer. I don't know if necessarily that's good for a person. But it's okay because I'm a warlock. Not that type of warlock, but you know what I mean. No, a warlock is a magician who fights in wars and shit, right? Ooh. All right. Okay. Today is Monday. Morning, Uncle. All right. So I think it's time to lock in. Watch me, magical Texan man, clickety clacks into a rock that blinks with electricity in it. I'm covered. Yeah, I'm covered. I'm covered. Okay, let's see. Oh, all right. I think I'm ready to proceed. I have my blanket. Oh man, I have my blanket. And it is time to begin. You're calling me uncle, but you can call me daddy. You may. Oh, daddy can make you say uncle. Let's see. So I think. Okay, where are we on our journey? Off we go into the wild blue yonder. Oh, why do you look that way? What is going on with you? Boop, boop, boop. The default dashboard should be showing, but this is not. Interesting, very interesting. What is going on here? Route element. Is there something in the dashboard that is not showing? Border. What is on the screen? What is currently being start? I'm rooting for you too, Silversmith.8. Silversmith.8. Main rounded overflow main. Which one did I call main? Components. The dashboard is right here. This is the whole dashboard. Why isn't the middle part showing? Yeah, in the outlet part. The outlet should be showing something. It's not. Oh. Interesting. I wonder how do I make it default to I know we got this together. Looking at that with fresh eyes is a whole different feeling. Okay, Let's see. So that's a bit too big. This is going to be the work orders. This is going to be the home. Then we need a tenant profile, because that was on the list of things that I needed to do. So we do tenant profile. Oh, has anybody been noticing that when I use Claude, it gets used up really fast? Found out that the reason that's happening is because people are using harnesses. So a harness is where I guess you have an LLM, and then the harness is the thing that actually goes out there and does stuff. And so people have been connecting these harnesses to Claude and using up most of the using up most of Claude, whatever, I guess the pool of tokens that we get. They've been using up most of the tokens essentially. And so that's why I've only been able to put forth one thing, like one prompt in Claude, asking it one thing, and then it says, yeah, no, get back. What's up, Coder? Go. Somebody became, okay. So what's up, Uncle? Dang, I didn't even know that. Yeah, I just found it out. I don't know if you've been noticing, but like lately I've been using Claude, and like after one or two prompts, it's like, yeah, nah, get back. So they rolled out new Claude not TOS, but like, I don't know, guidelines or something, so you can't do third-party harnesses and shit. Because people would use, I don't know, man, just it's a whole bunch of stuff, man. And you know, at first I thought it was a good thing, because I was like, maybe I'm becoming too over reliant on AI, and maybe I need to step back. Because of course, y'all know I don't use it to code, but I have used it to teach me. But I do like it because it synthesizes the web so nice. Claude AI is a diva. What's up, Ali? I want to get pro, but at the same time, I don't know, man. So there was three I was supposed to get done. Where is it? Dashboard, units, tenants. So I went and did, okay, so I do want to do, so this is units, but I would want an individual units page. So this is the work orders, and you can search through the work orders. This is the home, where you just see everything. And then we would want a units page. Let me see something. I really don't want to pay for her. I really don't. Lord, am I really going to end up using this layout? Do I want the active work orders to be at the top like that? Does the person in that unit really need current resident? How can I switch this around to make it more pleasurable to my eye? We don't need a make ready checklist if it's not in the make ready status. Okay, we'll just make it look like that for now. No, I don't have a time frame. I think it's better not to have a time frame. It needs to be quality. So in a world where everything is already rushed and somebody could probably build this with like 1 or 2 prompts, I'll just take my time. So let's see. What you been working on, Ollie? Need to fix this to give it a definite or max or min width. Because right now it's squishy. Which I think is really nice that, you know, it does look like that grid is awesome when you're using fractional units. It's just that this doesn't look good. What's up, SBO? Okay, so I've been studying all my old notes to remember what I've learned in JS. I'll start building shit tomorrow. That's nice. Sounds good. What you gonna build? So I guess this one, if a apartment manager presses this, then they would automatically go to, I guess, a screen that would search for units. Let me look at some of my inspiration in Obsidian. This is actually beautiful. Does each one need to have to say what it is? Is that how it works? So maybe there needs to be like this thing right here. Like this thing right here that actually says where they are in the app. Maybe. Yeah, that works. Anyway, before we even get there, I need to put a min width on this because this is a bit too much and this is not enough. This can disappear. This can become full. These can become one. Nothing's wrong with that. Yeah, he was here today. He's been moving. I texted him today. He's been moving and stuff. Yeah. Um, div. All right. Hmm. Hmm. That's problematic as well. Okay, so let's do two divs. Let's do two divs. And then this one's gonna be BG. No, I was confused on what I should be doing. And so now I'm back here. I was getting distracted from what I really should have been doing. But now I'm back. So if that's 2, then this is 10. Well, I just had so many ideas. Let me write that down. Oh yeah, but you're right. I did stop back in for a moment because I wanted to start on this project. So today is 4/6. Did I write that down already? This notebook is becoming like a journal of my. Okay. And now what's next on the list? How do you connect the tenant to a unit? That's a good idea. Okay. So it said I should write it down. The database schema. Maybe it should all be based on a unit. But before there's a unit, there's a prospect. Right? And let me think about this. Because I'm trying to think about like how I'm gonna set this up, the database for a unit. I know the unit's gonna need a number, of course, and I think I wrote this down in Obsidian. Let's see. Crap. Stop messing up my stuff, Obsidian. Yeah, unit. See, I even put right here what all I would need. So some of the properties that a unit would have is like, let me write that out. So some of the properties that a unit would have is the unit number, and that status yeah, we'll have a status because then you can filter by status, and that'll be like But let me put it down here. And then status would be, of course, vacant, occupied, vacant or occupied. And then we have current tenant, maybe we should even put maybe we should even put past tenants, current work orders. Current work orders. Current work orders. We'll say payment status, payment history, and that'll be our unit. And the payment can be in paid, past, due. Okay, and the next thing we needed to do was in this, the tenants will only be able to, so then we got the tenant profile, and so we'll have, what would I need for a tenant? Let me think. Like a tenant would need my neck. Oof. I think some of the information I would need on the tenant is, of course, name, information like number, email, name, information, what else would I need to know about a tenant? It's going good. What else would I need to know about a tenant? So we got the name, we got the information. What else would I need to know about a tenant? Because I do want to current. I know I want their current unit, payment status, and the payment status could be a couple of things. We could say paid, we could say past due, we could say collections. Maybe there can be a collections process, right? Maybe we can even go into a payment history. How many people, what you mean by that? Like how many people in a unit? That is a good, because multiple people can be on a lease. Yeah, multiple people can be on a lease. Yeah, that's true. So current tenant can be single or multiple. Yeah. That works. Maybe security deposit. No, you're right, but we're getting too much into the nitty gritty with that thing, right? Um, we got payment history. Yeah, because if this is and then I need to say, I need a what's a I want a word, like I could say, I think each one of these needs to have a status. So why don't we put status? But I don't know what, like, it could be um tenant, tenant, I don't know, past tenant. Um because like if I'm going to a profile, right? And I'm an apartment manager, and let's say this person is a tenant. The first thing I want to see is like, I do want to see name, I do want to see number, I do want to see lease information like at a glance. So maybe lease end date, maybe a lease status, and I guess that can be renewed, not renewing, potentially renewing. I don't know. Payment history. That's just gonna be entire payment history. Let's see what else is on this list. Okay. So let's see what that would probably look like in, I guess, a database. So let's just insert a table. So we would have name, we would have status. Oops. We would have information, unit. We probably want unit over here. How do I do that? Unit. Status. Unit. No. I'm getting confused. No, status. No, information status. Unit. Yeah. Unit. Payment status. payment history. I don't know if we need to separate the two now that I think about it. And then lease status, lease information. What's up, Luciano? So we'll just put tenant first. Am I spelling it right? You be spelling the word and then you forget how to spell it. Number, email, oops. Email. I need how do fail? Status, tenant, pass, tenant, and then lease status. Just be what functions would I need? What potential functions would I need? How did I format that? You can use a different browser to block them. Are the ads overwhelming? I don't know. I never seen them. Do you have YouTube Premium? Oh yeah, I noticed that. I think they just constantly they must, you know, as much as I do need the ad revenue, I still want you to have a good experience. You might want to use number one with Opera GX. I haven't seen an ad in a while. I can't remember the last time I seen an ad on YouTube. Second, the other browser, Brave. I've never seen an advertisement with Brave. That's the one I got on my phone. So do that as you will, young man, young man. Um, I mean, people talk mess about Opera GX, but I use Opera GX. I don't get ads. And the second one is Brave. That's a very popular one. That is probably the only browser I feel safe using, knowing that maybe I'm not getting spied on. Paid. Hmm. I listen to Snow Allegra sometimes. Um, I'm glad you brought her up. Here's a song. If you wonder, just the fun. I came back to let you know. She's Swedish? She's Swedish. She got some good songs. Good music. I'll be reading the Supabase docs shortly. I can feel it. Do for love. You tried everything. It is time to read the Supabase documentation. I came back to let you know. Who in here had schoolwork due yesterday but was doing it yesterday? Hmm. Mm. Coincidence makes sense. Only it was you. Quang, if you have a question, or Kang, Mr. Win, if you have a question, you can ask me, man. Stay tuned. Be. Stay. Oh, it does? I didn't know it used Ruby. my pens. I have so many pens, but they're running out of ink. This one is almost out of ink. I bought these Japanese pens. Yeah, I like Supabase. I want to read through the documentation and learn. Oh yeah, they make quality shit. It's not overwhelming. It's just they're showing how you can, I guess, create a table from the code, which is very similar to how you would do it in SQL. Okay, so I think that in order for me to even do this, I am going to put chat over here and put OBS right there. And minimize this. Oh, no. Okay, so I can't minimize that. What I can do is increase this. Put this over here. Put this over here. That's how we're gonna have to do that. Mm-hmm. Oh. Oh, it's is it? I haven't used that one yet. And then he said limit. Go to import. Let's see. So let's go to app.js. Let's go to import Supabase. Use effect. Use effect. On mount, on render. Okay, so we're going to be calling it async fetch metrics. And we're going to put all of this in there. Okay, okie dokie, okie. That looks really ugly. So we got that. For some reason it's not formatting correctly. So we're just gonna remove this right here. Okay. Okay, that value is not defined. Ascending false, limit 1. And then I'm assuming in here we need to run fetch metrics. And let's see if I'm right. And hold on, call the fetch metrics function as the effect in this hook and have it run only once after initial render. Log the response to the console. Okay. And then, hold on. Okay. And then I guess we will say const is data just the thing that we just do that? Okay. Let's see if that worked. Let's see if it worked. Let's see if it worked. Let's see if it worked. Oh shit. Value is not defined. Does value have to be defined? Let's see. Whoa. That's what I did. Okay, did that. Okay, use effect. Yes. And we need to mount. Mount, don't forget that. There we go. Dependency. It just runs once. Yes, yes, yes. Okay. Okay. Okay, I was I was wondering. I thought we had to keep it that way. I'm glad that we decided to change that. How will it know what how will it know what name and value is? Oh, whoa. Okay, so we assign it. Yeah, we just call. Okay. It's saying value is not defined. Why? Why? Okay. So what he did was he created the function down there. A sync function const data equal error. And then he just ran it there. Fetch metrics. So hold on a minute. Because all of my stuff looks right. I did that. I did all of this. That order, ascending, and I'm getting this. Value is not defined. Do I need to put a... Do I need to... Hold on, is this... Let me think. Is this in a... What is this for? Select. Maybe I'm the problem. I'm the problem is me. Hey. Na. I got data back. Y'all want to see my first API call thingy on my database? Hey. We did it. It says status 200. What is status 200? And this was the one. This was the highest one. So it took this one. But it's not gonna show. Okay, it's not gonna show nothing bad. Okay. So we got count. We got why is it asking for count? That's not a row in here. It said count. That's not a row. Count is null. Error is null. Data. What if I just did like, I wonder does it let you select air die? Is that a? Well, look at that. Look at that. Look at that. My goodness, look at that. That's beautiful. What's up, how you doing? I'm doing API things. I'm an API guy now. I don't know if you know that. I just created my first table and did my first tangy tang. I need to remember that let me see something. I need to remember this website right here. It is the SQL to REST API translator. Supabase. YOLO FRM. I don't think I've ever seen you here. YOLO FRM. What's good? What's good, homie? Boop. Alright, finished. Alright, let's go to the next thing. That it makes me happy. I have officially queried a database, created a table. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Oh yeah. Listen, I'm always surprised that people watch. Oh. Oh. Oh, and then we're gonna learn authentication. Oh, God. That was easier than I thought it was gonna be. Mm. Oh. Okay. I think I'm spent on SQL for today on Supabase. I'm going to pause that because I know I have reached my limit on that particular part of this study. Now, there's so many things that we could do. Let me look at my list. There's a database design course on Free Code Camp. No, I'm in Beaumont. I'm next to Lake Charles. I just got the shirt on, man. You know, after Rita, was it Rita that hit y'all? It was Rita, right? I remember. We know it was Icon. No, it was Katrina. My bad, Rita. There was so many of them. Katrina. After Katrina, a lot of people from New Orleans moved here. So yeah, man. I know, right? I don't know why I was thinking about Rita. Why was I, man? No, and then I said Ike. It was Rita. It was Rita and Katrina. Wasn't it Rita and Katrina? It was Rita. It was Rita and Katrina. Yeah, Hurricane Katrina and Rita. Ooh, 20. It's been 20. It was in 2005. My God, Lord. And you know what's sad? I was on this next door app. I'm not gonna get sidetracked because I said I'm not gonna get sidetracked, but I'm gonna say this one thing. Uh, I'm on. I sometimes I post on the Nextdoor app, and one of somebody in my they still calling people who fled New Orleans during that time refugees. They still saying that here. They still saying that the reason it got bad is because of that. Ignorant people. Child. They not American citizens, but refugees, and I'm gonna get off my soapbox. I'm done with that. Woo! Refugees is wild. 47 watts. Your name is familiar. I'm working on my granddaddy project, my first big project for my Ooh Lord. I mean, people don't you YOLO from. Oh, it would be Cat Willie. Yeah, that I can't believe they still using that word. I my gasket is flabbered. I am overwhelmed. They still using that terminology to refer to their own neighbors. Lord, my goodness. Them kids was literally fighting for their lives when they moved out here because of how they were tormented during that time. I remember that. All those fights that was breaking out, that's because people wouldn't shut the hell up and leave them alone. So they had to come here and whoop ass. Yes, exactly. The teasing, the ridicule, the let me leave it alone. Let me leave it alone. Let me leave it alone. Y'all know I can start ranting and shit. So what I'm working on is my granddaddy project, my big project to get hired up in this piece. So it's going to be apartment management application, and so I'm very happy because I created a table. I created my API key. I created an env file, and then I queried the database, and I got all of my stuff back just now. Let me show you. So this is the table, right? The table came in. This is the table I made, right? And then I made the API call right here. Look at that. Look at that. Respect it. See, we got Ali right there. We got that right there. This is I have broken new ground today. This is a new era in I can do back end now a little bit. How far did I get with Supabase? Oh, I mean I made a table and I queried it. Like I just wrote some code. So how exactly? What you mean by how exactly will it manage? So there's some things I need to think about. Number one, updating tables. Can I have multiple tables? Can I have multiple tables in one Can I have multiple Can I have multiple tables? Okay. So I can have multiple tables. Hold on, let me start my break. Ooh, a long break. I need that. I need that. Yeah, I started from 0. Yeah. What you mean you using around 20? You can? Okay, so Um, that was a big deal to me. That was the most exciting thing I've done in a while. Oh, I'm glad that I give you power to push, but you are giving yourself the power to push, brother. You got this. I have my days where I doubt this shit. I think I did it. You know, actually, I'm ahead of schedule on this project. We have around 20 tables on Supabase. So one project can have, yeah, I do front end. So one project can have multiple. One project can have multiple tables. So when I so that makes sense. That makes sense. Because I could, yeah. Oh, that's interesting. So then I have to think about. My thing is that, okay. What you mean? Like put tables in tables? So the thing is, I need, so let me, cause, oh, kinda, okay. So where's Obsidian? Okay, so I was writing out like how I want this all to be, and I was thinking, um, I think I was thinking about this wrong because I said I need to think in terms of objects. For example, the unit objects needs to be connected to the tenant object. So there's going to be a table of tenants. There's going to be a table of tenants. And then certain tenants need to be attached to units. How will that work? And then I need to create functions that like update both tables. Ooh, database design is complicated. Oh my god, now that I think about all this, people gotta think about this for a living. So you would create the table for the units and then put the tenants inside information. No, yeah, no, I understand that. I get that. But what I'm saying is that, okay, no, I think I just answered my own question. Because if I have units and I have a units table and a tenants table, and the units table is supposed to, hold on, where's units? The units table is supposed to hold a tenant. So I could tell it to grab information from the tenant table here. Something like that. And populate it that way, I guess that's. Yeah. Fetch tail table. Yeah, that makes sense to me. And then, yeah. Because I've been thinking about it like in a very like, I guess, what's the word, convoluted? Let's look up the word convoluted. Am I using the word convoluted right? Convoluted. Looted. Wrong. Convoluted. Extremely complex, intricate. See, I knew what it meant, but I didn't know what it meant. I've been thinking of this in a convoluted way. Is convolutedly a word? Convoluted, complicated, convoluted, intricately? Okay, there we go. However, the tricky thing with tables is that it can get very messy if not set up correctly. See, that's what I'm thinking. Now that I'm thinking about all this, I'm like, oh my god. Because let's say, for example, we have a unit. Okay, let's say, how do people? There must be a lot of database automations behind the scenes. Like, what's up, Panic? You got my attention. What's good? You all right? So what I'm thinking is that, like, there must be a lot of database automations behind the scenes, because say if the data in one table is dependent on the data in another, if you update here, would you want to create a function? Would you want to run a function every time this, like, how am I, like, couldn't there be like an automation that says once I update this, it updates that, like they're connected, like these two pieces of data are connected, instead of like explicitly saying some shit? I don't know, but I imagine that gets crazy. And then imagine over 1 million users. That's some crazy shit. That is some intensely crazy ass shit. Oh, I don't plan to scale this project. It's just, when you say manually, you mean manually put things into the table? That is some intense high level shit. Yeah. So that's why I was looking up the docs, because in, I don't know if you saw me, but when I was in the docs, it was talking about creating a, what is an API route? Anyway, you will raid me in your live stream. Who are you? I've never seen you before. How you gonna raid me? How you gonna raid me? Now, what was I thinking about? Oh my god, database shit is complicated as hell. Front end is like, oh, the front end journey is still going. I'm just, we're yeah, back end. I'm starting to see back end is where it gets tricky, because I'm just thinking, like, yeah, man. The front end journey was good. It must. Oh, if okay, let me answer that question. Hey, Christian, haven't tuned in for a while. Looks like you are back in now. Okay, the front end journey was really good. It was very fruitful, and now I'm building a big project for my portfolio, my first big portfolio project. And we were going over Supabase things and database design and all that stuff. And once I made my first API call to my own table or whatever, and I was like, I was just thinking about how complicated, because now I'm talking about tables updating based on values in other tables, and then those tables might need to update. Like, say for example, if we have a leasing object table, whatever, let's say we have I'm gonna think of the table as an object, or maybe the rows in the um, tables as objects. Let's say we have a lease object, and we say, okay, we're gonna update this person's name, and we update it in a lease, right? But wouldn't we want to wouldn't we want, then do we need to update the name of the tenant, and then that then updates the unit? No, it's just AI. That's what checks are for. I don't know nothing about that. I don't know. And see, that was my question, because I was thinking, oh my god, this gets extremely complicated. You know, you know how in Epic, not in Epic, in Unreal, not in Unreal. Am I thinking about that Unreal Engine? For some reason, I just said Unreal Tournament in my name, in my mind. No, what I'm saying is like, I guess what I'm saying is that, how do I say this? When you say check, I'm wondering, is there some type of database automation where you don't even have to write a function out for that. Like you could just, you know how like, you know how like in, if you ever use Unreal Engine, you know the flow charts, the blueprints. You know how you'll have a blueprint, you'll have like one square, and let's say that one square is like a whole database, and then you have another thing connecting to something else. Like I wonder why they never use data, why they never make database, why has nobody, why is why has nobody, has anybody made a program where you do database design in like a chart, like not like a regular chart, but like in node, like a node chart, like they have in Unreal Tournament and Unreal Engine, and like Blender, like in Substance Painter, you know, like y'all know what I'm talking about, like in it's even in Unity. Is anybody, is that a thing? Has anybody made that yet? I haven't seen it. I I don't know why nobody's made that yet. There's a DB designer. Oh shit. Ooh, but not ugly. Yeah, this but not ugly. Ooh. Oh yeah, this is not, this is exactly what I was talking about, but this is ugly as hell. Ugly as hell. You see, that's how you know. That's how you know this is made. This is what I was talking about the other day about people who have that engineering mentality, a lack of creativity. Right. This was for engineers, made by engineers for engineers. This was not made with any type of beauty in mind. Even look at this page. Oh no, no. Oh, this is better. Okay, this is. Ooh, this is better. This is better. Hold on, let me force dark page. Look at this. Ooh, see, it can be clear. Look at that. That's nice. Yeah. Draw DB. Yeah, this is exactly what I was talking about. Everything's been made already. Look at that. Can we not have it? Oh, beautiful. There we go. Look at that. Gorgeous. This is what I was talking about. It's right here. Well, damn. I've been hushed. I don't know what to say now because this is it. This looks better though. Oh, this costs money. Nobody. Oh no. The other one is open source. This one is open source, right? Yeah. Look at that. Ooh. Oh wow. Y'all, backend is difficult. I have a lot of questions that haven't been answered yet. And maybe once I get into backend, I'll discover that maybe it's not as maybe again, this is very early on. Yeah, I did get what I was looking for. I'm just surprised. Usually I don't get what I'm looking for. Oh well, at least automatically like that. Wasn't expecting there to be exactly what I was thinking about. Hmm. I don't know what to say today. Okay. So I guess what I could do is I need to come up with some. I'm gonna get AI to make some seed data, some regular ass data. Kristen, with your specific project, I would only get into databases when you need to actually implement them. For starting backend, just focus on. I don't know. Okay, so for starting backend, just focus on the first priority at hand. What you talking about? What you mean by the first priority at hand? But I do need to implement it. I'm confused on what you mean. I'll only get into databases when you need to actually implement them. Yeah, I need to implement it in this project. For starting backend, just focus on the first priority at hand. What's the what? First of all, your specific project. I'm not saying don't implement it. I'm just saying whatever needs to be done first, do that. What do you? What? I've been meaning to learn front end. I'm mostly back in development. I remember you use front end mentor at PowerPower. You recommend it. I recommend front end mentor. I recommend it 100%. Do it. Swimmer T24. I recommend it. Highly recommend it. Do it. Start from the beginning, the easiest one, and then go to the harder ones. I'm not saying don't implement it. I'm not saying don't implement it. I'm just saying whatever needs to be done first, do that. I don't understand. Maybe am I not? So we're building the big we're building the big project, and I need to pull data from a database and push that into the UI, into the React app. Okay, see you later, Panic. So I think we doing the right things. We on yeah we on yeah we doing the right we going in the right direction. No, we doing the big project right now. I done already did all the front end stuff I need to do. I've already learned all the front end stuff I need to do. I need to know, and I learned every. I already had we vibe coding. George R. R. Martin, not yet. Mr. George R. R. Martin, not yet. When I get employed, I'm pretty sure I'll be vibe coding my ass off. Whatever the boss wants. If he wants me to vibe code, I don't give a damn. But yeah, we working on the big project right now. Yeah, man. So if I go to, hold on, let me get out of this. Let me get out of this. Mermaid code for database. I don't know what all that is. So you gotta listen. I'm new. I'm new to the databases. I'm a database newbie. You gotta. How do I mount? Okay, there we go. This back over here. Open VS Code. Get out of this because I don't want to show an env file. Go to the Granddaddy project, open the Granddaddy project, go here. We will go open. Why isn't it acting right? That's weird. Anybody ever had that issue? Where nothing's coming up? That's weird. Yeah, I just did that. Usually it pops up with some stuff. It's not even letting me type in it. Huh. Why? I've never run into this problem before. Yeah, I was. Oh. Okay, now it's working. I already did that. I already tried adding a new menu. Yeah, there was no file path. So we're creating the Granddaddy project, and I'm just starting with some squares. Like I just want this to be filled with information. I want to see, you know what? Actually, I can fill it with information myself right now and just hard code some stuff and just see what it would look like. Yeah, I could do that. Have I checked out with? Nope, not yet. One day at a time. This is probably gonna be a 2 to 3 month project. We're gonna get there. I know this can't look like this, so maybe this will combine, and then these will combine into 2. I don't know. We'll see. I'm kind of like freestyling this, which is probably not best, but you know, I'm not gonna be a designer. I'm gonna be somebody who, yeah, I can see it too. I mean, this is this the units? So I'm thinking when the apartment manager first comes to this, they see some snapshots of some data, and then I don't know what this is gonna be. Something's gonna be here. Some stuff that the apartment manager would need. And then yeah, so I'm just making space for what it could look like. I could work on a tenant profile before I go to bed. Well, it's actually just going to be a search. Let me look at some ideas. Why? This part of the stream will be me just looking up some ideas. What the hell? I've heard that sound before. Hey, whenever you said Granddaddy Project, I instantly thought of GoDaddy, the domain. Do you have a Discord? Yeah, yeah, man. You see Nightbot. Nightbot posts the Discord all the time. Let's see. What's up? Good morning from Europa. You're on another planet? This would be beautiful, but that top part is ugly. I guess it's hard to make dashboards look really interesting because they all look very the same. And then this is some enterprise software. So this, I think this would probably need to be bigger. This would need to take up more of the screen because it probably needs to be words, not just pictures. Mm. I do have to create a login screen. And a landing page. There's so much to do with this project. Alright. Alright, friends. I think I am going to go now. Make sure y'all like and subscribe and shit. I'm gonna go to sleep. Make sure y'all like and subscribe and support your bird. And I will talk to y'all later. Have a great one. Good night. Good night.